Hello, thank you for joining me for the next session of the painting of Nashville Panorama. It's been a little over a month since I've made a video of painting and just had a few house projects going on, refinishing a bathtub, and although there is an art to refinishing a bathtub, it's not quite the same as painting. So glad to get back to the painting process and working on the cityscape. Today I'll be adding in a little bit darker color into the buildings in the background, just keeping with a larger brush, just so I don't get too much detail, but just kind of a suggestion of the darker areas of the building. And so I lived with this painting for about a month now, and just let it cure, which is basically the drying process for the oil paint, and it's just kind of taken on just a more flat surface, and just the paint is completely dry, so there's no wetness to it, no oil. The oil has dried, so it gives a better understanding of what the painting will look like when it's completed. That's just kind of a timing process with oil paint that typically it takes about 7 days for a lot of the colors to dry or cure completely. And while I'm thinking about the curing process for oil paint, um, typically oil paint takes, it cures within, to the touch, within 4 to 7 days. But if you're adding, if you're wanting to add varnish to your final painting, you typically want to give it about 6 months to completely cure. That's where all of the successive layers have time to cure. Um, all those successive layers of paint will cure within 6 months. So, and that's if you're adding an additional coat of varnish on top of that. But just letting an oil painting dry, say 4 to 7 days, then you can, to the touch, then you can go back into the painting and not really have to worry about shifting the paint around, or kind of creating a gloss area where you really didn't want a gloss. That will typically happen if you're painting into to paint that's not fully dry or cured. That it will, as you're working into it, it'll create kind of a sheen or a gloss where it's been moved around a little bit more. Another thing to bear in mind, if you're painting with brush strokes that are horizontal, this will typically create a little bit of a sheen too as in that curing process. So if you're trying to avoid a gloss or a shine to the painting, you just want it flat. Just try to keep with vertical brush strokes coming down. That will minimize those kind of glossy areas as well. But anytime you're creating more horizontal